Let me ask you a question. Have you ever prayed for something, but deep down you were just hoping it might happen? Kind of like tossing a wish towards heaven and thinking maybe God will hear me this time. That's where a lot of people live, in the space between hope and faith. Hope is a good place to start, but it's not where you're supposed to stop. Let's look at Jesus. In Luke chapter 22, verse 32, he tells Peter, "But I have prayed for you, Simon, that your faith may not fail. And when you have turned back, straighten your brothers." Did you catch that? He didn't say, "Peter, I pray for you and I hope you make it." He says, when you turn back. That's not hope. That's confidence. That's certainty. That's faith. And when Jesus went to Lazarus' tomb, he didn't say, "I hope you can hear me down there." He said, "Lazarus, come out." That's faith in action. Faith speaks as if it's already done, not because we're trying to be bold, not because we're pretending, but because we believe the one we're praying to. Here's the key difference. Hope stands at the door. Faith turns the handle and walks through it. Hope says maybe. Faith says let's go. One hesitates, the other moves with conviction, trusting not in outcome, but in the character of God. Let me tell you a story, one that hit this home for me. When my wife was pregnant with our second child, we didn't officially know the gender, or so I thought. A nurse had accidentally revealed it during one of my wife's sonograms, but she kept it quiet. One day, as we stepped into a mall, she suddenly went into labor. Everything moved fast. I grabbed our 4-year-old son from daycare and rushed to the hospital. There was no time to call anyone. I stood in the hospital lobby with our son while my wife was in the delivery room. A nurse offered to watch him so I could be with her. But I was so protected back then, so I declined. As we waited, my son sat down on the floor, looking a little anxious. I asked him, "What's the matter, buddy? You okay?" And he calmly answered, "Nothing. I'm just waiting for my brother. I'm just waiting on my brother." That stopped me cold. We hadn't told them the baby's gender. I didn't know it myself. But he wasn't wondering. He wasn't guessing. He wasn't hoping. He was believing. "I'm just waiting." That's what he says. "I'm just waiting on my brother." Me, the adult, was standing there hoping it would be a boy for his sake. But he, the child, was sitting there with quiet faith. And wouldn't you know it, a nurse came out moments later and said, "Congratulations, it's a boy." That moment stayed with me, and it is inspired a simple quote: have faith like a child, not fear like a king. Because sometimes the more we know, the less we believe. We try to calculate, and control. We say we trust God, but we act like He might need our help. Children don't do that. They just believe. So who's really stronger in the kingdom? The king on his throne, crippled by fear, or the child on the floor, quietly confident? So here's the challenge. Think. Think about your prayers right now. What are you what are you standing in front of, just hoping it will happen? And now ask yourself, what would it look like if I pray with faith instead? Like Jesus did with Peter, like he did at Lazarus' tomb, like my sons did in that hospital hallway. Faith doesn't just wish, it waits in expectation. Faith doesn't say, maybe God will. It says, I believe He already has. The difference between hope and faith. Hope waits for permission. Faith walks in authority. Hope says, I really wish this happens. Faith says, it's already done. Not because we're confident in ourselves, but because we're confident in Him, the one who says, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours. So today, whatever you're praying for, don't just hope. Pray in faith. Speak in faith. Stand in faith. And remember, have faith like a child, not fear like a king.